It's all good. They're coming wiki.
Can you get some towels for me, please? I'm really losing a lot of blood.
You sound like you're from London.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall is a 2008 American comedy film directed by Nicholas Stoller, starring Jason Segel, Kristen Bell, Mila Kunis, and Russell Brand. The film was written by Segel and co-produced by Judd Apatow and was released by Universal Pictures. Filming began in April 2007 at the Turtle Bay Resort on the North Shore of Oahu Island in Hawaii. The film was released in North American theatres on April 18, 2008, and the United Kingdom a week later on April 25, 2008. The story revolves around Peter Bretter, who is a music composer for a TV show that happens to feature his girlfriend Sarah Marshall in the lead role. After a 5-year relationship, Sarah abruptly breaks up with Peter. Devastated by this event, he chooses to go on vacation to Hawaii in order to try and move on with his life. Troubles ensues when he runs into his ex on the island as she's on vacation with her new boyfriend. The cast includes Jason Segel as Peter Bretter, a sloppish but well-meaning composer for the TV show Crime Scene of the Crime. On the side, he's working on a Dracula-based rock opera involving puppets called A Taste for Love, in which he performs as Count Dracula. Kristen Bell as Sarah Marshall, a famous actress on the TV show Crime Scene of the Crime, who dated Peter before leaving him for the rock star Aldous Snow. Mila Kunis as Rachel Jansen, a receptionist for the wine resort Turtle Bay, with whom Peter forms a relationship during his stay at the hotel. Russell Brand as Aldous Snow, Sarah Marshall's charismatic English rock star boyfriend, the lead singer of the group Infant Sorrow. The same character is later seen in Get Him to the Greek, also portrayed by Brand. Bill Hader as Brian Bretter, Peter's stepbrother and best friend, who usually criticizes him for the better. He helped out in his stepbrother's A Taste for Love opera, where he performed as Van Helsing. And Jonah Hill as Matthew van der Wyk, a waiter at Turtle Bay, an obsessive fan of Aldous Snow. Director Stoller stated that Judd Apatow was very involved in the casting process and the development of the script. Regarding the nudity in the film, Stoller added that the first draft of the script called for Peter to get dressed after the breakup, but Apatow thought it would be funnier if the character stayed naked the entire time. Stoller also confirmed the picture of the topless Mila Kunis used in the film was created on a computer and was not real. Segel and Lyle Workman wrote the music for the film, which includes music by Infant Sorrow and a song for the Dracula musical. And Segel really does play piano. Judd Apatow had already written a part for Jason Segel in the film 40-Year-Old Virgin, with a character named Jason, but Apatow could not get the studio to approve his casting. Apatow advised Segel, because of his unique brand of humor, to consider writing material for himself, and so Segel wrote Forgetting Sarah Marshall, with Apatow producing it. The film is based on scriptwriter Jason Segel's experience breaking up with Linda Cardellini, as well as 3 other breakups with unspecified women. Segel has said that the naked breakup did not involve Cardellini, and that she was a great girlfriend. He did, however, say that the naked breakup scene and the Dracula puppet musical scenes were drawn from real-life experiences. Segel said that one girlfriend broke up with him while he was completely naked, and rather than being devastated, he thought to himself, "This is hilarious, I cannot wait for her to leave so I can write this down." Before he was a successful actor, Segel tried to write a musical adaptation of Dracula for puppets. When the film was first released, Universal promoted it by hiring skywriters to fly over cities, where it was playing with messages like "I hate you, Sarah Marshall." Real-life women named Sarah Marshall got calls from their friends asking if they were having any troubles with their husbands or boyfriends. Some complained to the authorities, but were told that under the First Amendment there was nothing they could do to stop it. The character of Aldous Snow was originally written for actor Charlie Hunnam, who turned down the role, which later went to Russell Brand. Hunnam said that he knows he's not a comedian and he respects his limits. And in a complete act of irony, Kristen Bell told the audience that she learned Veronica Mars, a show that she had starred in, was cancelled the day before she shot the scene in this film, where she learns the fictional show she's acting on is cancelled. Now, I came across this film the other day, and it's one of those films that you can watch time and time again and always enjoy. Jason Segel is a strange comedian actor in that in terms of that he's got a lot of charm and wit here in this performance, but his career has sort of really gone nowhere, and he really does sort of play the background players in most films. In this one, though, he's absolutely perfect, as he's basically playing himself, and he draws from his real life to create this fictional story of Forgetting Sarah Marshall. I love the way he intertwines the breakup now with his musicality, and the Dracula musical with puppets is just fun, hilarious, and so original. It's one of those films that you can relate to so well, particularly if you've been dumped in your life. And that feeling of now trying to move on with your life, but just finding it so hard to do so. And then now accidentally bumping into your ex somewhere. It's just so awkward and unplanned. The film has ample laughs and the performances are sharp, and it's just one of those films that finds the right kind of mix of raunchy comedy with a bit of romantic side to it as well. For me, this was sort of a modern take on the rom-coms, a more real adult look at romance per se. It's one of those films, like I said, you can watch time and time again. It always makes for good company, and it's always one of those films that makes me smile. I love the casting here of Russell Brand, as he really displays himself so well, and at the time, of course, Russell Brand was just a major comedian within the world. But he's perfectly cast here as Elder Snow, the British rock star who just loves having sex. Kristen Bell also plays Sarah Marshall so perfectly because she draws from experience of being a TV actress herself. And Mila Kunis brings a fun side to her character, and the chemistry with Jason Segel from both actresses is on point. I'm always a huge fan of Bill Hader, and I found he plays this role, albeit a small one, so well. And Jonah Hill is just fantastic here, as the waiter trying to get Elder Snow to listen to his demo tape. One of my favourite little cameos though has to be Paul Rudd here as Chuck, or Kunu, the airheaded surfing instructor who says he's 44 years old by his own estimate. This is just a fun, easy film, and one that you can relate to, particularly if you've been on the wrong side of a breakup. It's an honest portrayal of one man seeking love, who loses love, but happens to find it when he was least expecting it, all with a little bit of comedy intertwined into it, and some great characters to boot. Forgetting Sarah Marshall gets an 8.5 out of 10.